Well, howdy, 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 nearly senior citizen here. Greetings, boys, girls, and all of our non-binary friends, and welcome to this, a brand new day. And remember, no matter who you are valid. Hokey smokes. Yeah, it's a rainy day today. It's just been rain outside, so I haven't gone out yet, and it is, of course, I've got something in front of my clock over there. It is 1 p.m., and I've left to go to the community center. We have monthly chores, and mine are tailored to my abilities. I have to clean and disinfect the tabletops around the computer area, chairs and such like that. So I went out to the community center and I did that. So thumbs up. And I try to walk through the community center when I have to go out, just so I can be around people so that they know I'm here. So thumbs up, definitely a good thing. Yay. But past that, I haven't really been out much. And with all the stuff that's been going on mentally because of the weather and the time of year with it being so dark, and then just the weather with it being so wet, I haven't been able to go out much, and that's just been driving me crazy. But I did go out last night, and here's the big thing. I've talked about how I've changed to a new blood pressure med, and I think that is interacting with the gabapentin that I take for nerve pain, because as a blood pressure med it shouldn't really be doing this, but it is. I've been taking it just before going to bed, and then when I wake up I am manic. I mean, literally manic. I like having energy, but this is a lot of energy, and even though I can easily sit down and have the time just go right by, I'm still got all this energy even if I'm not using it. The thing is, it hasn't been a good feeling energy. This has not been something that has been brought up from within me. It has been imposed on me from outside, and it has not felt good. So last night I took the med at 6 o'clock p.m. And now I know why they suggest taking this before you go to bed. I did not feel good for the next 6 hours. Sometimes it was minor. I mean, it was not like going through a bad trip or anything. It's just that, largely physically I didn't really feel anything when I got back from walkies, but I took the meds, time went on, I went out for walkies about an hour and a half after that, and I really felt the effects, because I started to feel a little bit energized, and then halfway through the walkies that went away to the point that I actually felt like a crash, and it was like, oh my gosh, how am I even gonna get home? But then that went and just vanished as well. Now, something happened that I don't know if it's related to this, because this is a blood pressure med, but everybody reacts differently, and with chemical interactions, like with the other meds that I take, who knows? But I was walking along, and my heart, about this far away from actually hurting. So it didn't hurt, but it was like, a half shuffle over in this direction, and it would have been, ow. But it was a heartbeat that shook my whole body from the inside. Just, and it was, like I say, just that far away from hurting. So it didn't do that again, and it hasn't done anything like that since. So maybe I should take it and then wait a little bit longer before I go out on walkies. But this morning when I woke up, well, let me finish, because I went walkies and didn't feel good and didn't feel great for the rest of the night. It didn't feel terrible. Just the worst of the I'm feeling physically bad was gone by the time I got back from walkies. But I have had insomnia as far back as I can remember. I mean, even I can remember sometimes when I was in the Air Force having difficulty sleeping. I can remember as a teen having insomnia all the way through my life. Alcoholism, and alcohol of course makes sleeping worse, but now even in the 20 some odd years that I've been sober, I remain having insomnia. I am tired. I am exhausted. But of course, most of the people in the world are. We just keep going. There are times when this med takes away that illusion, where I have felt the exhaustion of all the years that have added up, just all at once. And that has not been a good feeling either. But at the same time, I haven't been able to go to sleep either. So even if I wanted to, with all the exhaustion of years and decades, because you do build up a sleep deficit. If you miss an hour tonight, you're an hour behind. And your body remembers you being behind. And you will be behind for the rest of your life until you make that up. I have a sleep deficit that is at least a decade deep. I'd have to sleep for 10 years in a medical coma to make that up. I'm never going to be able to make up my sleep deficit. I am going to be exhausted for the rest of my life. But I felt that hard even before I took the med last night at 6. Last night, 11 o'clock, I was done. I was done. I went over and I lay down on my bed and I fell asleep until 3 o'clock in the morning. At which point, I mean, I was still dressed. I wasn't wearing my sleep apnea mask, but my head wasn't ringing like a bell, so I probably kept breathing. And then I already got into bed because I had to go to the bathroom. And then took forever to go to sleep again, and then woke up at 6, so I got like an hour and a half maybe of sleep. So again, I lost out even though I picked up in the beginning. But this morning I felt awake, but I didn't feel energized or hyper or manic. I got dressed in a timely manner. I mean, it was before like 6:45, and I was fully dressed and going out the door with my phone and my umbrella to talk to my sister. So I've been awake, but I haven't been manic. And when I talked with my sister, she said, yeah, I can hear the difference. And I said, oh, as soon as you hung up on me yesterday, I started immediately thinking about what had been going on and going, oh this, oh this, oh this, oh this. So yeah, she hung up on me because she needed to, and I knew that she needed to. But today, did great. Did not feel any desire to get hyper. It was a good conversation. We talked about things, and that's good. You know, I don't ever want to piss her off because she's, you know, aside from my children, which while my adult children, whom they have their own lives, you know, I talk to them online except for my youngest, whom I don't know what's going on, so yay. But among older people, she is my last living, like, real relative. Sure, I have my in-laws, but I haven't seen them for some time. I mean, I still don't know what I supposedly did back in like 2016, 2017 that pissed off my brother-in-law to the point that I basically got ejected from the family. But he didn't like me from the very beginning. When he doesn't like anybody, he's banned from so many places, including his own church in town, because he's so abrasive. But he and his family are the people that raised my children. So Yay. Still though, life is life. I'm doing okay now, med-wise. I think I'm going to take it again at 6 tonight, see how that continues to work out. My arms are killing me. Sleeping just, no matter what side I sleep on, I'm going to irritate the muscles, which irritates the nerves, which sends the signals, and it's just a mess. Everything hurts even though I'm not injured down here. Yay! But past that, I mean, it's only, like I said, about 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and I'm going to go out walkies. It's wet. I want to try and record, like, I went and put it back, didn't I? I don't know where I put the Fabled Lands book. Goodness gracious, because I was testing today to see how it would be to read from it, because I have the digital stuff set up on Canva and with a PDF reader and with an online dice roller to all go ahead that way. I moved my PlayStation 4 so I don't have to worry about it overheating, because I kind of did the way in the position it in, and it's so old. I need to take it apart even further to make sure I got all the dust out of it. But I got it moved out, so I got the PlayStation camera and the tablet and my computer to record the digital part. The thing is, of course, I need to go get my other monitor so I can use the PlayStation and the computer at the same time. I mean, sure, I could set it up and then flick over with the HDMI thing, but then it's not really sending signals and I don't know what's going on. I have to be able to see things. And with an HDMI switcher, we gotta count on my brain. Never a good idea. So, oops, bumped under the table over there, which is something I don't want to do. These are cheap Walmart tables. So they have, I mean, you breathe on them and they rattle and shake. And since I got my computer and stuff on it, I don't want that. So I've got it pushed up against the wall so that it's, you know, against a flat edge. I mean, the edges of these things aren't flat, but then the legs, you can push on them, because they're just cheap metal. So if you push the foot this way so that the leg is kind of curved until it's on the ground, it's pushing the table in that direction. So I push the legs toward the wall and the legs are pushing the table against the wall. I got a thing in the back that I brace it on and another thing to brace it with, because it's another cheap-ass Walmart table, and then brace the back to push against there. Which means anytime I even bump into them like I just did there, the table legs move, which means the tables get unstable again. Yeah, I'd love to get other stuff, but here, it's small. I can't afford to get big things. Yay. But still, hopefully I can get over to my storage unit so I can get that other monitor so that I can start using that and recording. Now, I want to have my laptop recording the digital stuff, have the PlayStation maybe recording just me or some such, and then have the tablet set up so that I'm holding the book where it is, and then do the reading from that. Set up the tablet someplace comfortable so that I can hold the book open in a comfortable fashion, but so that I'll be holding the book open and reading it. Even if maybe it doesn't come across fully legible and you can only read like 2/3 of it before the last third gets curled inward, you can still hear my voice. So yay. And then I want to write the paragraph number I'm in and then the paragraph number I go to, so that I can jump back if I make a really bad decision. Or I can make sure that I've gone the place I'm supposed to go. One of the problems with my Demons and Demonology thing, Demons and Dungeoneers, not Demonology, Demons and Dungeoneers gamebook thing, was that I didn't write anything down and I kept forgetting the correct paragraph numbers to go to. which I have been talking to the person who did the Demons and Dungeoneers game books, and they're coming out with a couple more. They've given me links to flip books, which I kind of like and I kind of don't. I mean, they're kind of fun in that you click and it flips, but it's a slow flip, and it's done differently than just quick hyperlinks, and it's got its own sound effects for the page flipping, and that's nice. It's really neat. But for me recording these things, since they're all digital and I'm going to be using a whole bunch of other things, that's not good for recording. Yay. But still, very nice individual, and the question I had asked was, are these in any order? Which is the first one I should do? Do they follow a consistent story? And it's no. You can play any one of them starting and then go from there. They're all like just base level, and then you go. So, thumbs up. Past that, yeah, I'm going to continue doing what I can do. I've been thinking about all sorts of things about my various settings. I've been thinking, of course, still about on the inside with the near-peer technological Crimson Kingdom on the inside, because the King in Crimson, after all, is a being of power and has been developing their kingdom after watching for an indeterminate thousands of years, as on the inside they watched human civilizations rise and fall. And this was before they could even think in language. They can only remember all this in feelings and impressions. Their first real thought in language was after watching all this, watching what worked and what didn't. Their first real thought was, these are the pitfalls to avoid if I will be king. And so they've been doing their best, using everything that they have learned to build up the Crimson Kingdom. And it's worked so far. I mean, it is, like I was saying, a near peer. They are ahead of us in some ways technologically. They are behind us in some ways technologically. Difference being, of course, they've got this great big old kingdom set up on the inside, and they know about us and the razor's edge, and except for the very, very few people who have the genome that's activated that allows you to access the glamours and then travel through doors to get to these other places, we don't even know that they're there. And the King in Crimson, to the point, has tech where the big boys out here of tech have got things such that there's no real way to make a big influx on a market, but for small stuff, oh yes, you can. So redline communications is a big thing out here in a small way. They help smaller communities where people who have a lot of their ability to use glamours are, and they come in with tech stuff. They offer cloud services and hosting and such like that, extremely cheap, but all using the higher tech of the Crimson Kingdom to do this for everyone out here. And it took a while for them to be able to figure out mobile communication, because not only are you going from, they're in a completely different universe far, far away. It's how you're going to have cellular communication work on the inside when there's different layers. There's no way a cellular signal that relies on towers is going to go to another layer or go through another universe. At first he was using boosters where you had to set up a lot of them everywhere, and it was trial and error until using quantum mechanics that the king had passed on it beforehand. And then people on his research teams came up and because they've been following our stuff out here, and said, we really need to invest in this. and using quantum entanglement in their boosters. They need just a couple boosters, and the phones, even without boosters, will have a signal that will go almost entirely from the inside through the razor's edge to out here. With a booster on the razor's edge and a booster out here, it really improves the reception on your mobile phone that will actually send a signal through to two universes. So thumbs up on that. And these are very, very high-tech phones. I mean, they have batteries that are so much better than ours because the phones themselves, they are 8K resolution and it's theater quality sound, and it'll run for a week on a charge. You can have on-screen, on-wall projections. They are very, very high-tech phones. And for them on the inside, it's just the beginning of the technology. So thumbs up on that. And of course, reminding myself out here in the cryptid world where there's the two cryptids, the light cryptid Polly and the dark cryptid of Jimmy. They are in love. They are actually in love. He would die for her, she would die for him. And when they have filled their bellies with human meat and the hallucinogenic effects of the compounds from digesting human meat start to affect them, when he looks at her, he can see the red flame licking off of her skin and the shifting runes and glyphs across her, and see her red bone shining through her skin, and she is his goddess of blood and death. And when she sees him, well, with the blue fire that's raising off of him, like an alcohol fire, and seeing the blue bone shining through his flesh with his shifting runes and glyphs, all of this sheer hallucination. But he is, to her, her god of fire and blood. So thumbs up. Anyway, though, if you are a Patreon of mine, thank you so very, very much. I'm still, of course, going to be doing more Fallout New Vegas. And, of course, if you could put in the comments, New Vegas is awesome, that would be cool. But, yeah, that would be very, yeah, I'm going to keep doing that. As well as continuing to play other things and getting myself into a position where I can start doing some recording of like Fallout 3 if anyone would like to see that. So thumbs up. If you have left me a comment, greatly appreciated. I'm feeling better. I've been trying to do typing, but paying a strong attention to how it's feeling. When I'm not recording, even the stuff I've been doing today, I have largely not been using this arm, and that's why I can keep it going for so long. So thumbs up, thank you, it is appreciated. I'm going to get done what I can get done today. Hopefully you can get done what you would like to get done today. So, until we meet again, you take care. Have a great day today. I will see you on the flip side, and that is indeed a very good thing. I need to buy drink and food when I go out today, but it might be raining, in which case I can't push my walker, in which case, oh boy.